sorry to put you on the spot like that.
Yeah.
Just, just give like a little 20-second. This is who my character is. Kind of what does she look like? What can she do?
So Amari is actually she's very. As for what she looks like, she's very short. She has light brown hair. She's very British. I use that term very, very strongly. She is very pale. She can be kind of come off as quiet and shy, but like when she gets comfortable around people, she is actually kind of she will stand her ground. She is still learning her powers, and she is currently trying to find her father.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Amari. Next, we'll go to Eric.
Hey, my name is Eric. I'm playing Cole Diamondback Hollister, a self-given name of a rather unique kobold. He is tan and brown. He has piercing yellow eyes that just look deep into your soul. He wears a duster, a very large cowboy hat that somehow doesn't drown his face or fall off his head. He has a lot of guns. He's a quintessential cowboy. Well, he likes to think of himself that way. Kind of the heroes of the West are his ideal, and so he tries to live up to them. He has a mighty steed named Lightning, who is a donkey. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else before giving too much else away about his life and backstory. Yeah, that's him.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bad Wolf, would you care to introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, I'm Cassius. I go by Bad Wolf, but yes. I'm playing Saxon Rowe, the once charming card master, but now rageful and vengeful man. He's 5'7", dark skin, nice blue eyes, which looks a little dull now. And he wears his signature trench coat with the cut-off sleeves and the hoodie with a King of Hearts on the back. Yeah. He's still a charmer, but yeah. Just now more rage. Yeah, no much to say.
All right, that's not a problem. Thank you. Etrius.
Give me a pie. Mute it. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Etrius. I am a Tabaxi Hexblade Warlock. I'm a member of the MIA, a secret group in New London that investigates paranormal activity and anomalies within the city. I was saved by them from a dark ritual from a group known as the Collective. They came in to save the day, and ever since then, I have been working for them and doing their bidding, finding other supernatural and anomalies in the city. I've come across these friends here in search for an individual known as the Faithless One, and hopefully they will help me in my endeavor to root out this evil of New London. My name is Shadao.
Yeah. All right. I'm hearing somebody's Twitch replay in the background. I just hear Eric's voice going on. All right. Perfect. Well, thank you again. Sorry to put you on the spot. I'm big on rehearsing things and planning and making sure everybody knows what's going on. So anyways, where we last left off, you had climbed several stairs for about 2.5, 3 minutes from the sewers to the streets. You arrived at a door, and using a tool Etrius I'm sorry, Shadao was gifted by his superior. Unlock the door and make your way into the street. Now, as you all waited until nightfall to head to the sewers, it is now currently very late in the night, early into the morning. As you step out on the street, immediately the cold air hits you in the face. There's a slight breeze, a little damp, and you can immediately smell the dirt and the soot kind of that's just constantly falling and raining down on the city from the smokestacks rising and spewing black tar into the sky. As you step out, I'd like to get an order of who's leading and who's following, please.
Shadal will step out first.
Yeah, then I believe I was right behind him.
Yeah,
I was in the back.
Okay.
I will be in the form of a copper man.
Okay. So as you step out, just as the moonlight strikes you, your form turns into this brown clothed with, I always forget what the hell these are called, suspenders, on a white shirt and a brown bowling cap as you step out of the street.
Look around. How far is it to the regalia from here?
So this extremely large tower is probably about 500 yards from you. You can see it sticking out from the tops of buildings that are between you and it. There are, from what you know from where you are, there's about 3 busy streets that you're going to have to take to get there. And it'll probably take about 10 minutes walking. If you want to stay hidden and take the alleys, it's probably going to take you double that time, but you may have a higher chance of not being seen by any night patrols or anybody walking around.
Well, we're wearing robes now, right? I gave up my hat in your backpack.
And we have some disguise.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not disguised at all.
I think we should take the back alleys just to be safe.
Yes, I agree.
I point to the nearby turnoff and I say, this way.
I'm gonna keep a lookout on I'm gonna be in search mode.
Okay. So let's have just for the sake of not having everybody roll a million times, let's have Shadao make a stealth check with advantage, and let's have it is no longer nighttime, so Cole, you can just make a perception check, a regular roll.
Well, remember my perception. It's only if I'm in direct sunlight that I get that disadvantage.
Right. There's no sunlight, so no worries. All right, so we got a 9 for perception and a 22 for stealth. Awesome. So Shadao, as you pick out the first kind of turn off from the street that you see the ducks behind 2 buildings, you quickly usher everybody and make your way across the street, not really making much noise at all. As you all look, kind of just dart for the alley, Cole takes a moment to glance about, and sorry, I gotta bring my dice in here to make this easy for me. Ooh, wow, okay. Cole, as you're looking around, you see down that block on the corner of the street, just before you turn in, you see what looks like a hunched over individual. With a long black coat tattered at the bottom. He's wearing a top hat that looks like somebody took a can opener to the top of it. It's just kind of half flying in there at the tip, blowing a little bit in the breeze. And he seems to just be completely looking at you as you disappear into the alley.
Oh, so there's this old, strange-looking hobo man that has had their eye on us.
Faster. Let's move faster. We
What?
kind of pick up the pace.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys keep moving through the alley, you're walking past all of these houses. It's very late at night. There's not a lot of lights on. People are probably sleeping. Most of the windows are closed. You notice that this place, as opposed to the slums where you're either from or used to staying, none of these windows have bars on them. They're all very open concept, and a lot of them just have curtains drawn in front of the windows. No glass, no wood, nothing to protect anything from other than the elements, really.
Asking to be robbed.
Now, see, it's that type of thinking that's not allowed up here. You
It's
guys
so
make
fancy.
Yeah, it is. It's rather fancy. The streets look almost washed, like pressure washed, as opposed to the dirt and soot that's been grounded into these cobblestones so much, creating like a flat, dirty surface. You can actually still see the ridges of these stones, and then the cobblestones pointing out of them. As for the smell, it smells about the same, the dirtiness, the soot, but nothing around here looks that dirty. So you guys are making your way through the alleys. There's just random piles of trash every so which way. This is where they go to be picked up, I suppose. You make your way after about another 10 minutes of you guys walking through this alley trying to stay thing. I need everybody now just to roll a stealth check, please.
Advantage or normal?
Just normal. Wow. Well, you crit. All right. So you guys are all just making your way fast, but making no sound with any step that you make. You're just kind of going along, following Shadao, not really making any noise, trying to keep up, pay attention. You hear a and you turn around, you see Amari with her leg just behind a garbage can, kicking it over. And a cat jumps up across and kind of screams and runs behind some more trash and garbage. And you guys all stop and look at her, and she's
Frozen.
frozen.
You okay there? Come on. We're not supposed to kick the garbage cans.
I reach back and grab her by the wrist. And you know, not hurting her, but just gently, let's go, be careful.
You have the option to completely resist and pull away if you want.
He's gonna pull her wrist back.
Okay.
Don't tell me what to do.
Keep going.
So, as Amari says, don't tell me what to do. You guys make your way down the alleyway quite a bit more. And as you look back, this would be, I gotta get all you guys' pages up, geez. Amari. Shadao. Cole. And we'll see. And that's all. Samari, Shadao, and Cole. As you guys are walking, hearing that loud noise behind you, you glance back, and as you do, you see a couple lights turn on from the homes, the back of the homes, kind of lining this alleyway here. Just normal, either oil lamps or small incandescent bulbs that turn on. I don't think those are the ones that. Anyways, lights start kind of piercing through the curtains that are drawn. And you start hearing somebody say, "Hello, is there anybody out there?"
Can Cole, using his mastery of knowledge of animals, pretend to bark like a dog?
Yes, I will definitely allow any D&D player to bark like a dog.
Okay, hold on. I have to get. He's gonna get down on. He really gets into character, so he's gonna get down on his hands and knees, and make like a. I can kind of bark how Cole would bark.
Okay, you know what? Make a performance check with advantage.
Nice.
That was earned. Although I wish you would have had the hat on, because that would have really made it. There you go. Wow. All right. So you guys watch as Cole kind of gets down on all fours, his tail kind of sticks up a little bit, and he just starts barking into the alley. You hear it echoing off the walls. And for a moment it catches you off guard because it sounds like there's a dog next to you. and then you hear another voice a little bit farther back. Shut your mud up! One of the lights goes off, then another light goes off, and at the moment it seems like you guys are all right to keep moving, unbothered by anybody. So another 5 or so minutes go by, and Shadao stops. You guys look out into a street in front of you going this way, and across it you see nothing but a gigantic, almost colossal structure. This term probably the height of any really tall skyscraper, not like Empire State Building tall, but large. You're at the bottom of it and you're looking up, kind of kinking your neck a little bit. And the tower, even in the dark, you can tell it's made of pure brass and copper, along with other bits of metal, but those are the colors that really shine. The moonlight and all the torches lit around the city. This tower is the centerpiece. This tower is the centerpiece of the city. There are ducts and wires and tubes kind of going in and out of every direction. Bits of steam spilling out from every which way. You see gas lamps lit on the side of the building, kind of going up in two spiraling patterns that just go up the entire building, spaced out evenly, making it almost beautiful, like a candle burning in the middle of the city. What do you want to do?
Look both ways before we cross. Is anyone in the street yet? Like vendors?
No, it's like 2 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then a bolt for it.
Okay. As you're about to step out on the street, go ahead and make a perception check. 12. All right. So you step out on the street, realizing there's shouldn't be anybody out here. You look left, right, and then left because this is a safety program. You don't see anybody down either side of the road really. So you bolt out. Cole, you see Shadao just bolt straight forward.
Okay. Yeah, I'm following.
All right. So as you all make your way across the street, you're met with kind of a semicircle entrance that kind of encases the base of this tower. I don't really have any artwork that I could steal from it. And God, I don't even want to embarrass myself and try and draw it out for you. But here we go. I know you can't see anything yet. I'll bring you guys over here. Prepare to be amazed. So essentially, you guys are right here.
Oh.
And there's this circular entrance that creates this rather large courtyard right in front of the tower. As you move up, Shadao, you know the entrance to the area you have to go to is where any completely secret society of protectors of the unknown would have it, right in the open. There is a small kind of booth almost that is sort of set off to the side. Not really knowing what it is. It has the markings of what looks to be like some sort of city work, something that would normally go untouched by the public. Nobody would ever think to question about it. There are several of them around the city. Some of them cover sewer caps. Some of them just cover potholes. They're just used to place there. As you make your way over towards this kind of old style phone booth looking like thing, there are 2 key holes in it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you've never gone in the front before. There's a keyhole on the top and a keyhole on the bottom, and they both look identical.
Do I know anything about this entrance? Like, if the top one was to be used, perhaps an alarm would go off or something else bad, versus using the correct one.
You know, from the entire time you've been here, that this entrance is to be used specifically either by the very, very high ups who have the appropriate key for this building, or as an immediate emergency escape from the facility itself that leads out to here.
And are there any other entrances besides this front one? I mean, for us lowly, commonplace agents.
The other entrance would have been around the other side of the tower, essentially through 4 or 5 different neighborhoods.
Okay.
And on foot, you probably wouldn't get there until dawn.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna try my key. I move up to. I don't even know if it's the top or bottom, right?
Unfortunately, no.
I look at it and see if anything makes sense. First off.
Okay, make an
So,
investigation check. I always want to say inspection, like that was ever a thing, but I want it to be a thing. 8, okay. So as you're looking, they both just look like normal kind of keyholes. The circular thing at the top, and then it kind of goes down like that.
Do I
And
see him like fumbling, looking at the keyholes? Or?
you see him getting close and just kind of trying to get a good look with the small bit of light. And as you're kind of standing in front of it, casting a little bit of a shadow onto these keyholes, it's even more difficult to kind of see on any sort of markings or distinguishments.
Can I go over and use I have thieves tools proficiency. Can I use that to like try to discern something about this?
Do you have thieves tools?
No, but I have proficiency. So I'm trying to like information wise, not actually pick it, but just kind of.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and just make a straight intelligence check.
Okay.
Perfect. So as Shadow's looking at it, you're looking for marks around the edges on the outside of the keyhole, any sort of distinguishments of a tool being used or a key being inserted. And actually what you do see is the top key looks like it's been used quite a bit more than the bottom one.
Okay, I go, hey, Mr. Catman, Shadow.
I'm looking at you.
Yes. Well, see, I'm kind of good with picking these locks, and it looks to me like the top one is much more used. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. That's your thing. I'm just here to lend my observations.
I pull out the key and I try to work it into that top lock and see if it fits. The top hole, I mean.
The top one. Okay. So as you put it in there, it definitely fits. You put a little pressure, clicks open, the wooden door opens up, and as you look in, you see what looks to be a 2 foot by 2 foot porta potty looking like thing. There's no toilet in there, but it's just floor. There's nothing in this booth whatsoever. You look up, there's really nothing there. It just looks like a phone booth with the phone removed.
Search for secret doors.
You want to search for? Okay. Go ahead and make another investigation check.
Oof, investigation. I use inspiration.
All right. Boom, 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 boom. So you're searching around for any secret doors or compartments, touching everything you can think of, every seam in this building, running your fingers across it with your claws out, making sure you're not missing a thing. Normally, you're pretty good with this stuff. Getting into a hard to get in place is sort of your thing. But right now, it just looks like you were led to nothing.
Okay. I say, that's odd.
Maybe try the bottom key hole.
Now that it's open, how does it sit with the lock itself? Is the other keyhole accessible?
Good question. As you look at the back of the door, you see that the one you use, the top one, is attached to a lock, but there's nothing under it. It's just door.
So that means the bottom hole goes to nowhere, kind of.
From looking at it from this side, the bottom hole, it doesn't seem to unlock anything or really do anything.
I still try it. I still try it. I'll try the bottom hole.
Okay, how do you want to go about that?
From the backside, I'll see if the key will go into the backside of the door, into the bottom hole, and turn it.
Okay, so from the inside of the area, looking at the inside of the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so from the inside of the door, when you're looking as trying to compare it to the outside, the top keyhole went into a locking mechanism. The bottom keyhole on the side of the door is just nothing but wood, just door.
Oh, there's no hole in there.
There's nothing. No.
All right.
Can I, because I also go with Tinker Tools, can I like put my ear up to the bottom lock and kind of knock on the door and see if I hear any like metal inside where that other keyhole would be? If there's any moving parts or anything? Is it a hollow or a solid or something?
You can do that, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a, I don't know, I guess another investigation check. And while you're doing that, I would like Saxon and Amari, please, as you're standing outside the area, to make a perception check.
Yeah, because we've been here for a minute.
Das ist a 12. Das ist a 13. All right. So as Shadao and Cole are kind of futzing around with this boost sort of thing, Saxon and Amara, you guys kind of turn towards the main road that you just came off of to get into this little courtyard, and you see what looks like a slow-moving individual, kind of lurched forward, high-collared black coat pulled up. Rips and tears in it all along the edges. His elbows are patched. The other one's just missing. The coat hangs down, kind of just thrown over his body with tears and rips towards the bottom of it. His boots, with every step, the buckles make a slight ching, ching, ching. Think of that old guy from the first Home Alone movie dragging that bucket of salt down the road, like that old scary dude. He kind of looks like that, but he's a lot more hunched over and quite a bit smaller. Is there anything you want to do?
I don't trust people, and I'm on my toes right now, so I like to walk up to the dude and talk to him.
Okay. Amari, you see him too, and then you notice Saxon kind of start walking towards him. What are you going to do?
Follow him.
Follow him. Okay, perfect. Splitting the party one more time. Awesome.
Don't worry, we ain't going too far.
At least it's not going 4 ways.
Yeah, this time. So as you guys start making your way over to him, it's probably about a 30-foot walk. As you start making your way, you notice he kind of stops his movement, and as you approach him, he just almost seems to try his best to stand up straight, but he's still hunched forward, and he's almost seeming to await your arrival. As you start stepping, Cole, you're knocking on this door. From the other side, it doesn't necessarily sound like it's hollow, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like it's metal like the lock does. It seems like there is some sort of reinforcement or something in this wall behind that lower key.
There's something behind. What do you mean? Like it's just solid wood, or there's a metal
like it's
plate?
not solid wood. It doesn't sound solid, but it's not hollow.
So there's stuff in. It sounds like there's stuff in there.
You're right.
Okay. I go. It's definitely some type of mechanism. Maybe we should all get. But you can't access it from the inside. You have to wrap your arm around, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's just try closing the door and putting the key in the bottom one. What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys step out and you shut the door, Saxon, you walk up to the man. He looks at you. Oh, hello, young man. Fine night for a stroll, don't you think?
Yes, it is. While I'm talking to him, I want to look him over to see, like, because I've been in the slums and I've seen homeless people. I'm just trying to make sure he's actually homeless, not someone playing homeless.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. Insight. Where the flip are you? Over here. I do not know.
Yeah, you look him over and I mean, he looks like he smells. His hair is thin, long, and wiry, kind of like Filch from Harry Potter, just that old crotchety looking guy. And he seems like he's pretty down. And, Mari, as you walk up, oh, young lady, it's so nice to see a pretty face in the city this late at night. What brings you here?
Just walking, my friends. I don't know what they're doing, but yes, we're just wandering around, trying to pass the time. And you, my good friend?
Oh, me? Well, I spent one too many coin at the pub this evening, and my wife locked the door. So I'm just walking around until sunrise, till the old hag wakes up and lets me in.
Ah, yes, yes. It used to be a good place for people who just wanted to have a good time. But yes, if you, well, I just wanted to say hello. Just wanted to see what you were doing now in this hour. You don't see that many people around this time.
Oh, yes. No, you don't. Especially not the ones you want to be seeing.
Right, right. I just want to incite him while we're talking to see what his like.
You already rolled an insight and you rolled low. He looks pretty all
I'm
right.
talking about not about look, but like what he's saying. Like
He seems to be okay at the moment. Just kind of caught you off guard. It's late. Just shooting the shit. He looks over at you, Amari, and he kind of picks his head up a little bit so his chin's just barely parallel with the ground. And he looks up at you, and now in the light that you can see, his face is covered with like scars, like little tiny acne looking scars. His nose is long and kind of crooked and bent over to one side. No hair on his face whatsoever, nor eyebrows. He just has this hair that kind of comes down and hangs almost like a mop under his top hat. And he kind of looks up at you. There's something about you, young lady. Something I can't put my finger on.
I'm just a common, ordinary girl. My parents always told me I was special, but I think they were just saying it.
Perhaps they were, yes. Every child must be made to feel special. And he gives you a look, like not like a creepy dude in a bar kind of look, but like a look like
a creepy villain look.
Like have
I seen like somewhere?
Yeah, like I've seen you somewhere. Like you run into somebody you went to high school with, you can't remember their name, but you know you've seen their face for 4 years every day of your life, and you just can't think of who the hell they are and why they're important to you. It's just kind of one of those, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of like one of those looks he gives you. And as that happens, Cole and Shadao, you guys exit this little booth. You shut the door then, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And go ahead. What do you want to do now?
I'm gonna try the key on the bottom just to say we did.
Okay, so you shut the door, and you just take the key and you put it in the bottom. It fits. You turn it, and it's almost like it just doesn't want to turn. There's something stopping it from turning.
Okay, as in there's no place for it to turn.
Okay. Maybe let's try the upper one again, and while it's open, try the bottom one. And I do have a crowbar. Just remember, time. If you say point, we'll just use the crowbar.
This wall here, is it pretty thick? Like, could there be a passage in that wall?
There definitely could be.
Okay, so I'm thinking that either this thing goes through the floor or it goes through this back wall of this kiosk.
So it's like, I know, I just did that.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to.
Well, Cole has this crowbar out.
So it's like that, and then the large tower thing kind of comes like that. That makes a little more sense.
Okay, so there could be a passageway in that wall there. Okay.
Yeah, try the top one again, open it, and then let's try the bottom one.
Okay, I'll open it again.
Okay, so you just pull it open.
And we found nothing in this back wall. And I checked the floor, right? I did check the floor.
You did check the floor. It seems pretty sturdy, pretty solid. You don't feel it give or feel any creaks or any wind blowing. You tried.
Nothing.
Just try it in the bottom hole.
Relax.
Getting
So
antsy out here.
I put the key in the bottom hole while it's open.
Okay.
And see if anything different happens.
Nope.
Okay.
Door puzzles, man.
I go in there and I go, shut the door and try it.
All right, so as you guys spend a solid 2 or 3 minutes over there fumbling, Saxon and Amara, you guys are still standing there with the old man. He kind of turns his body language away from you a little bit. Well, I hope you all have a good night and good luck with whatever it is you're doing.
Yes, I do too. And I look behind me and see they're still messing with the door.
They are still trying, yes.
I sigh a little bit. Well, have a good day. And
thank you, young man. You as well.
Stay out of trouble, old man.
I do try. Don't get married. And he kind of just hobbles off a little bit. So, Cole and Shadow.
Penelope didn't say anything about what we were to do once we got here, did she? That we're missing out on?
She didn't. She thought that a seasoned MIA agent would be able to figure this out.
Yes.
Well, technically, I wouldn't go through this front entrance. I would have gone through the back.
That's true.
And I'm still thinking about going through the back where I normally go.
So many innuendos that, are just going unchecked here. It's irresponsible.
Cole's inside the thing now. He just went inside. Cole is inside the little booth. He's like, close the door. Let's see what happens.
Do you close the door?
Yeah, I'll close the door.
Do you lock it? The top lock?
Isn't it self-locking when it closes? Or
no?
Because I unlocked it before.
1868, man. None of the locks lock by themselves.
Oh, shit. So let's try locking the door and then doing the bottom lock.
Okay. All right. Are you going to stay inside?
Okay.
Okay, so I locked the door.
By the way, just in case.
What's the worst that could happen? All right, so you step outside, leaving Cole inside this little 2x2 foot booth.
But that doesn't make sense. Like, if it's a person by themselves, how would they access it, having to do it this way? It would take 2 people, in other words, to access it.
Well, what are you doing?
I don't think that's a good idea. Him inside and somebody outside locking the door or even messing with the mechanism.
By
that
this
would mean
time,
it would take 2 people.
You
got to be a way where
one
person can do it.
All right, we never. So when you closed the door before, it was never locked. So why don't we try locking it again and then unlocking the bottom one?
Yeah, I'll go inside and I'll lock the door behind me, and I'll see if the key will go in from the door.
You need the key to lock the door.
There's no keyhole on that side.
Yeah, no keyhole.
Even in the top. The top key?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever seen like one of those old style door locks? You have to use the key to turn the tumbler and the lock. It's like one of those. You have to have the key in the right hole to lock it on the outside of the door.
All right, so can we just try that, locking it, and then we've locked the top one and then unlocking the bottom one.
The bottom one didn't move though.
But it was the top one was unlocked before.
Okay, we try that. We do that.
Right. Cole, are you staying inside?
No, I'm outside.
Damn. All right. So you step outside, you close the door, you lock the top, you take the little key device back, you shove it in the bottom, and you twist, expecting nothing to happen, and it does. And you hear on the inside rumbling, and the booth starts to shake a little bit. The key in your hand as you pull it out, the door is now still locked shut as the noise stops.
Oh, that sounded good. Open it now, the top one.
So now I open it.
All right, so as you unlock the top, you pull it open, expecting to see something magnificent. It just looks like the floor kind of shifted back in towards this little wall that it's rested up against. And now you see a very steep stairway going down.
Okay.
I'm going to run over there and be like, Amari,
You
How would this
Saxon.
lock behind us? Like if once we're all inside and we close the door and the door's not self locking, how would that happen? How would that? Can I figure that out?
I like the inquisitiveness, but we're just gonna have to find out.
Magic.
Technology.
All right. Step down the stairs
Come on, Saxon. Come on.
into the darkness.
You don't have to
Okay.
yell. We're already right here.
Yeah, we're already there.
Whispering. Come on, guys.
You turn around. Hey, hi. How you doing? Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Yes, so I go down.
Here,
With the,
you can put your hand on my shoulder, and he can put his hand on your shoulder.
I am not doing that. Please go down. I will go last to close the door behind us.
All right. You close the door behind you. It doesn't seem to lock. It seems to just kind of stay open. And as you were the last person down, you get about shoulder height, and now you're about eye level with the floor that started going, and you hear click, click, click,
Uh-oh.
and it starts to slowly kind of go. You have plenty of time to duck under it, but as it starts sliding back, the door is almost on a mechanism that seems to be pulling itself shut. And as the floor closes, you are now underneath it, and you hear a series of clicks and mechanisms turning and twisting before it goes silent. And now you guys are in a very dark, steep stairway that leads downwards.
I pull the card out and cast lights.
Begin moving down.
All right. So as you make your way down the staircase, there's probably about 40 or so stone carved steps that lead you down into a corridor. The corridor is about 5 feet wide, and it heads itself straight as far as your eyes can see you. Does Amari want a torch?
Nah,
No? Okay.
I have the light card.
Are you scared of fire now?
Yes, he's terrified of fire.
I made a phoenix sorceress afraid of fire. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was on the first session.
Man, I have a lot of gunpowder on me. I probably shouldn't be so free with the torches.
Yeah, I got my card out with light on it. So
Literally, Amari is like, will only use fire if she knows everybody's from a safe distance away.
All right. So you guys make your way down into again what looks like about a 5 foot wide, maybe 10 foot tall corridor, and each side and the floor and the ceiling is just smooth, purposefully carved rock. The corridor leads straight down for probably 100 to 150 feet before it turns right. Not a sharp turn, but kind of a rounded turn, very purposefully architecturally made. The way the stones are carved, the flatness, no seams or creases anywhere. Cole, you might know that this stonework is more than likely dwarven in its in its make, just due to the perfectness. Like someone took a fine sander and went through the whole thing with it. It's just perfect.
So I'm going to be a little amazed because kobolds are diggers. So I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. Look at these clean cuts. Oh my God. Have you guys seen this? My hand on. There's not one ridge. How did they do that?
you don't care, little lizard.
What? There's another lizard here? I mean, God, this whole city is infested.
And as you look over, Cole, you actually finally see a little tiny lizard scatter across to the
Finally!
light from his card.
Man,
You know now that this city may be infested with little
it's totally infested with lizards and geckos. Right, I want to be, while we're moving, I want to be tracking just so we're not surprised by, anything.
Sure. Go ahead and make a whatever survival roll.
Survival with my double proficiency. So another 3, so 12.
12. Okay. So again, as you're commenting and recognizing the beauty and perfectness of this corridor that you're in, there's no really dirt or dust on the ground that would leave tracks. It looks very clean and smooth. As Saxon's bright shining card kind of goes over every area you're walking past, it almost sort of shines and reflects the light from it, which is making it very easy for you with dark vision to see further ahead. You guys walk for probably about 5 minutes, just keeping a slow pace, so of course not quite knowing exactly where you're going. As Shadao, you've never been through this tunnel. You come to another corridor. They're probably about 50 feet down. You see a door, and in the door in the top center of it is probably a 6 by 6 inch square hole with a couple bars going down the center of it. And on the other side of the door, you see firelight coming from it.
I move up to the door and just peer through the bars.
Okay, make a perception check, please. All right, so with a 10, you peek through. You see to the bottom right a small table with a couple vacant chairs. On top of the table, you see a spread out deck of cards with a couple candles lit. You hear the movement, footsteps of two individuals. You don't hear anybody talking or anything like that. You just hear the movement kind of out of sight to the right. To your left and to the front, it looks like it opens up into just a smaller room, like an atrium of some sort. That
Is there any secret words or knock or things that I know that I would do in this case?
Normally, when you come across another agent, it is. We should have done this already.
Okay. But I don't see anyone in there, right?
No, you just hear two individuals.
Okay.
Like four, like two sets of footsteps you hear kind of passing and stuff like that.
What's taking so long, Cat? You work here, don't you?
So I just listen intently to see if they're moving toward the door.
They don't seem to be necessarily. Seems to be they're just kind of sauntering off to the right, just a little bit out of
Okay.
eyesight.
I say, brothers,
Footsteps stop.
and then I say the phrase.
Okay. So as you kind of peek out, you would say, the weather's turning. You hear another individual in there kind of, huh? Oh. And he walks over. And as you see come into frame, a young man, probably about 21, 22, very dark features, dark hair, eyebrows, a little bit of stubble on his face. He's just wearing a tight, like red turtleneck, it almost looks like, with black suspenders holding up his trousers. He walks over. Who are you?
Does he look like someone I've ever? I mean, is he wearing the standard garb, or is he some kind of individual?
At the moment, you don't see any marks or any badge or any sort of name tag or anything that would necessarily say, hey, I'm a member of a secret organization.
Okay.
But
I take him in my face. I take him the guise of Penelope. I say, it's me.
Even out here.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Even down here, you like. You work for these people. God.
Oh, Miss Penelope. Why? Of course. I'm sorry.
Open the door.
And he does. You hear him fumble for some keys for a second. You hear one lock, two lock. Then you feel a big bar be slidden across, and then a chain from the other side kind of gets moved over. It takes him about a solid minute to unlock this thick, heavy wooden door. And as he pulls it off the frame and kind of swings it open, he now sees who he thinks is Penelope, along with Saxon, Cole, and Amari. And he stops for a moment. Who we don't have any notes of anyone coming down here this evening. Who are these people?
So I've never met this guy before.
Nope.
Okay.
Was
So
a
he wouldn't
lot
even.
to the MIA.
I thought they were small. Oh.
They have small sects. You're part of a very small sect.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody has all their eggs in one basket, man.
I say. I mean, I don't know the makeup of this organization, to be honest. So I don't know how to really role play it because I don't
fair.
know.
But you're doing Penelope's voice, right?
So
I really want to hear him do Penelope's voice.
I step into the room and I take my normal form as I step in, and I say, "Incompetent! So easily you let someone in. I could have been anyone." I say, "The Grand Master will hear of this. I'm Shadao and I give whatever the sect that I'm from. You didn't answer the code."
As you say that, you hear the other individual that didn't come up originally. Who is it? Oh, it's him. You didn't answer the code. And this older, taller guy, very similar features, dark eyebrows, dark hair. He has this little beret on, a similar red turtleneck he's wearing. He slaps him upside the head. He's like, what the fuck are you thinking, man? You can't be letting anyone in the door. You see how many locks we got in it? It's for a purpose, you fucking idiot. And he's just like totally laying into this kid. He keeps like slapping him, backhanding him.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
He goes, if you think you're gonna make it down here, you better smarten the fuck up. And he looks over at you, Shadao.
I say, I have two fugitives from the law, and one hanger on. I say, I need to meet with Penelope. Can you lead us to her, please?
Aye. Follow me.
I'm giving the young one like really a scowl, like as I walk away, like shaking my head. He just
keeps his head down. He's like looking like, oh, I fucked up. One of those things. It's almost embarrassed, like you're almost embarrassed for him, but at the same time,
we all walk by him. We all walk by him.
Yeah. He just really.
So when Cole's going by, it's going to be like, "Don't worry, man. Just keep at it. You'll get better. I've been there."
Keep walking, Cole.
And I give him a little wink.
All right, as you do,
I'm just going to slap the back of Cole's head.
Yeah, what? What was that for? What? I tried to give him encouragement. He sucks so bad. It was bad.
I feel like y'all walking to have this conversation right by.
Yeah, he definitely heard Cole saying that. I was not quiet.
Yeah, just everything. We're right there.
God, he's just the worst. I just didn't want him to feel so depressed.
I don't think you're making it better, Lizard.
As you guys are being led by this taller, older individual, he turns back. Don't forget to lock the door, you moron, and don't fuck that up either. And the boy just kind of turns towards the door and starts pushing it closed with his shoulder. The man then leads you left around a stairway that goes spiraling upwards. It's kind of tight knit, so it's only one at a time, and he's just leading the way. There are several torches on the walls. This sconce is lit up currently, making it rather bright in this area. And as you're going up this stairway, you probably climb the stairs for a solid 30-40 seconds before it comes to a small landing where behind you the stairs continue to spiral upwards, but in front of you now is a door. It's closed, and he walks to it, pulls out a very similar device that you have in your hand, Shadao, and he shoves it in. He cranks it twice to the left, and he pulls on it. And this device in his hand almost acts as the door handle as he slides it across the stone floor. And as he opens it, you see another hallway. This place, Shadao, you have seen before. This is essentially where you go to report to your handler when you're done with your assignment. This is where the barracks is. This is where the mess hall is. This is essentially the living quarters that you have known.
Okay.
For quite a while.
I go to my bunk and just put down my equipment, like my bag and whatever. Just toss it on the bed.
Oh, and I run over to his bag, and then I'm like, no! And then I pull out my cowboy hat because I remembered it was in his bag.
That's right. It
Toss
was.
it so casually, and I take the hood off and I put the cowboy hat on, picturing it's nice.
All right. You kind of put it on. You do one of those
Yeah.
things like that. Make sure it's perfect.
Oh yes. Now I'm back.
Really?
I say we can wait here until Penelope arrives. You're welcome to the mess hall if you're hungry. I motion to the mess hall.
Always get some grub.
The mess hall is just across the hall, down a little bit. There's a door specifically labeled commissary, and it seems that there's light on in the room. You don't necessarily smell anything cooking, but you do see light on, and the door's cracked open, so it doesn't look completely shut off and dead at the moment.
Is anyone in here in the barracks?
In the barracks, you see two individuals in the very, very far back sleeping. You don't really recognize who those people are or where they are, but everyone else in here, there's probably about 7 bunks. You have yours, there's 2 sleeping. The rest just seem vacant. 2 of them are completely just folded and have never been used.
Okay. I unfold those 2 bunks and I motion to the 3 of them that whoever would like these 2 bunks, you're welcome to them as well. This is all we have. What time did Penelope say she would be here? Or did she say?
She didn't. She just asked you to meet her, to bring these people in, and she'd meet you there.
Okay. And is she the only handler I have, or is there anyone else that I...
She's specifically the one that you've had the most contact with since you began doing assignments for the organization.
Okay.
There is another person that you know of. His name is Dr. Frederick. And
Okay.
Dr. Frederick is the individual that has always taken since you've kind of arrived as a very young tabaxi in this area after the Nexus. He was one of the first ones to kind of take you in. He was there for the experiment that may or may not have went wrong. He's been kind of the person that looks after you in a personal level, as to where Penelope is the person who looks after you on a professional level.
Okay. All right. So I took a seat on my bunk and just lay back and open up my journal and begin documenting the night, the day and the night.
All right. So as you guys see Shidao just sitting down, seemingly just letting out some steam, pulls out a small journal, starts penning in some words. What do you guys want to do? As you're in this weird area with bunk beds and a commissary down the hall.
I go to the commissary and try to find myself to be alone and think about everything.
Okay.
I'm already just gonna sit on one of the bunks and reread that letter that she found and just mess with the necklace. Like she's not comfortable being in a new area, so she's just kind of doing what she kind of feels comfortable doing.
Sure. And as you do pull out those letters from the inside of your robes and you start unfolding them, you see still the kind of the rim of your sleeve is still rather fringed and turned black, along with some dried brown, what was blood, currently still on there. She said you washed up. There was a lot of blood on you. Now there's not. Cole, how about you?
Well, being the trail hawk that he is, he knows that when there's time to get grub, you get grub. So sorry, Saxon, if you were planning on being alone. He's also going to the commissary.
All right. So Saxon, you walk into the commissary, find an empty seat, sit there. There's nobody else really in here. You hear some movement behind a counter, but you don't really see anybody. It just seems like people are working out on sort of like a buffet area. There are some kind of day-old bread. There's a little bit of porridge, still warm. It seems like it's just kept warm. You don't know how old it is, but there is enough sustenance to keep you fed.
Not hungry at this moment.
You what now?
So when they leave the room, I kind of wait for them to leave, those 2, and then I wait for Amari to stop paying attention to me. I pull out that letter that I found in the sewer,
Okay.
the note. And I read it.
You
It's
never
part
did
of
open
my
that, did you?
No, I did not.
No. Okay. So as you open it, I have that here. Let me pull it up. As you start reading it, it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense as you're trying to read it as a note or a letter. But as you start examining it a little bit more, you realize that it's actually a instructions on how to cast the cantrip Acid Splash.
Oh, I see.
So it is essentially a
Scroll?
spell scroll,
Okay.
a cantrip spell scroll.
Oh, I see. I roll it up and just take note of it and put that in the journal as well.
Okay.
Once I finished, documenting everything, I don't know how much time passes. If a half hour or more passes, I actually, just kind of close my eyes and not snooze, but just relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saxon, you're sitting there in the commissary and you hear Cole kind of rummaging through what leftovers have been left out, just kind of stuffing his face, eating messily, crumbs kind of going everywhere. It's
Come
late,
on.
nobody cares. You're a kobold, you're gonna get fucking kobolded. You're sitting there just kind of out of it a little bit, reflecting on the crazy shit you just saw, not but that morning. The twins you grew up with, your brother and sister, the lady that you thought of as your mother. She did everything for you. She taught you everything that you knew, taught you how to be who you are. You don't know if she's dead, but you didn't leave her well. You look up, expecting to see Cole, and you swear you see an old, pale man with a floppy cut up top hat and a black coat drenched over him with torn bottoms, buckles on his boots, chiming a little bit as he steps towards you. He gets on the other side of the table and he just gets up closer to you. You shake your head. And there all you see now is Cole standing by the bread rolls and the food, not knowing what the hell you just saw.
Mind.
What was that?
I say I must be losing my mind.
You must be. And that is where we're going to take our quick break for this session. Come back in about 10, 15 minutes or so, and we'll continue on. Does that sound good to everybody? John's going to make sure the stream is going well and that we're recording everything and doing all that good stuff. So yeah, I have 9:14, be back around 9:25, and I'll see you guys then.
Okay.